Thor Ragnarok is on the horizon, so let's take a look at some Thor action figures. Not these guys. These guys. Yeah. Happy Minimate Monday. Diamond Select has released the newest Marvel Minimate 4-pack based on the upcoming Thor Ragnarok movie. The characters from the movie included in his set are Gladiator Thor, Hela, Bruce Banner, and Loki. But you don't want to see him like this. That's better. Here are the figures out of the box. My first impression that this is a magnificent set. There are those out there who would like a good tray shot, and I have one of those right here. Very good. That was a tray shot, but we'll talk more about what they come with when we get to each character. Let's talk about the Gladiator Thor Minimate. They may take our helmets, but they'll give them back! I don't know what that was, but how amazing is it that Thor has his helmet back? This is a good look for this figure. I mean, who doesn't like a little Hemsworth in their collection? His helmet is different than what we've seen in past releases. This is a result of the change in costume design, but Diamond Select Toys just crushed the execution. Usually the paintwork on Minimates is overloaded and sloppy, but they did a nice job of filling in the turquoise accents without a lot of run over. The charcoal gray for the helmet color, matched with the turquoise highlights on top of a beautifully sculpted helmet, makes this an outstanding accessory for this Thor figure. This figure captures Mr. Hemsworth's essence of desperation with illustrated detail depicting him with a furrowed brow, gritted teeth, and a stubble beard. He's also channeling his Aussie brethren by having some face paint before he goes into battle, just like Mel Gibson, except this time it's red paint, and on my figure the detail on his face is clean. The cape sculpt is executed well. The cape is sculpted as if it were clipped to his belt, but it is not. This was a smart design choice because too often we'll see a cape that will have a little peg that won't hold, and the cape ends up flopping about. Not this cape. It's in a fixed position, but still pliable enough for posing. On the back, he has some nice illustrated detail that blends the 2 and 3D detail together. You now get the option to pose him facing Hulk without losing any detail, if you can find a Hulk. The cape and shoulder guards are sculpted to one piece and look solid. The paint on the turquoise shoulder guard has some minor air bubbles, but it's not blotchy and the symbol looks clean. The quality of the paint apps on the sculpted shoulder piece is on the better side of the Minimate spectrum. The paint and illustrated detail on both arms look good. He has a little leather wrist protector on his right wrist, and on his left arm has a fully illustrated leather guard with red alien writing on it. The amount of detail they put into this minifigure is jarring. On the front, he has a lot of illustrated detail going all the way down to his ankle. He has more red alien writing going down the left side and some turquoise on his right shin. His two big accessories are swords. They both have good sculpts and enough rigidity that they should keep their shape, but enough pliability that they don't feel like they'll break. The swords are two-tone, and the paint on both of mine are on point for the most part. On one, there's a little run over at the hilt, but nothing to complain on the internet about. For his other accessories, he has the standard clear display base and some hair. No hammer, but hair. I guess after the loss of his hammer, his hair gets a little darker and he decides to go to the same barber as Captain America and Hawkeye. The OG Thor from the first movie has stark blonde hair, and this version is dirty blonde. They did a good job of not blotching the hair around the ears. If a lack of quality is a telltale sign of the end of a toy line's lifespan, then Marvel Minimates are going to live forever. This OG Thor is a great Minimate. He has nice sculpting, better illustrated detail than prior releases. However, looking at this facial expression on both figures, it is obvious that the makers of these toys are coming closer to mastering their craft in terms of likeness. It is exciting to see how far they've come. The weapons and accessories are interchangeable. Not on all older Minimates can you swap out parts and weapons with newer figures, but for this Thor, you can't give him the old Mjolnir. Then you can swap out his helmet. The first movie helmet was a great accessory, but it's a little too bulky. This new helmet is thin and contours to the head nicely. This figure is an A+ and a must get in the collection or at all. Look at the carve on that headdress. I am floored that the folks over at Diamond Select put something like this on a Minimate. I didn't think DST could put a piece like this on their action figures. They must have a lot of faith in this movie. This cape piece and this headdress is perfect. It looks wonderful, and the character herself looks wonderful. The headdress is removable. The likeness underneath is suitable for Cate Blanchett when she's all powered up. On the body, there is some subtle illustration work. Not a lot, though. The green paintwork for the costume is clean. She has the same detail for the full length of her arms and some black on her hands. I love it when they put paint detail on the little Minimate hands. From the shoulder to the ankle, she has clean illustrated paintwork that does a nice job of capturing the likeness of the character design. Under the cape on the back, there is no detail. Her accessories do include an extra head, and this is the version of Hela I'm looking forward to seeing. Cate Blanchett rocks this look in the trailer, and the Minimate does a nice job of capturing that likeness. The skin color is painted over the plastic, and when Minimates does this, it has the potential of being taken off easily. Handle the extra head with care, especially when taking her out of the tray. She also has a hairpiece included. It looks to be a new sculpt for this figure, but there's something going on with the peg. The hair has a hard time going in the socket when the head is on the body. Overall, this figure is outstanding. When or if I ever find the 2-packs with her and Thor, I will buy them to display them with alternate looks because they are worth it to have on the shelf. The list of her accessories includes the hairpiece, the extra head, the headdress, the cape, and her base. Now, if you remove her head, it's easier to insert the hair. That's right, Ice Man. I am dangerous. In my humble opinion, Mark Ruffalo is one of those guys that it's hard to make an action figure of because most of his features are hard to distinguish from any other human male. However, this figure does a pretty good job of it. They got the hair down at least. In fact, his hair is well done. It's mussed up with some subtle gray highlights. What mostly stands out on this character is the coloring of his suit. It is a sharp charcoal gray, but where did he get it? This movie can't come out fast enough for me. Other than the suit jacket and a little bit of illustration detail on his shirt, there's nothing going on with this figure. No illustration detail on the suit, nothing. His facial expression is the best they could do with a generic looking guy. Not a bad likeness, and it's nice to have another Bruce Banner. This figure also has an extra head included in the 4-pack, and it's reminiscent of the Hulk TV series. We've seen this expression in Minimates before, but I think this is the first time we've seen it with a movie Hulk. The illustration did a nice job of capturing the intensity of the expression. Nice work. Gets me excited to see the movie and find out the mystery of how he got his suit. Lastly in this set, we are treated to another solid headdress. Loki is looking amazing. They crushed this figure with this beautiful illustrated detail, and the sculpt for the hairpiece is incredible. Fully sculpted all the way around his head, and the horns are perfect. Very thin. I didn't think Minimates would ever go this thin with a sculpted piece, and this is nice work. Very impressive. He has wonderfully sculpted detail around his hair and cape. The cape is something else. They give the MCU villains a lot of love in the Minimate world. Last year with Crossbones and now with Hela and Loki. His cape has a green lining and some of it folds over the back, and they capture that nicely. The sculpting is precise and the paintwork isn't bad either. The long hair allows for a little bit of head mobility, more than what we've seen from past long-haired figures. This cape restricts some upward flexion from his arms, but when is he going to have his hands above his head? I'm impressed with all of this, and I haven't gotten to the illustrated detail. There's a lot of subtle black lines on top of his dark gray shirt that signifies the weave and this yellow belt buckle that holds it all together. This entire front and both arms have a lot of paint and illustrated detail. Nothing on his back. His facial expression is a lot of fun. He has that smirk showing that he's up to no good. He is yet another outstanding installment in this box set. If you're still with me and you're new to Minimates, each of these figures have interchangeable parts. You can mix and match and swap out whatever you want to make an all-new figure customized to your design. Like I said before, I am impressed with the quality of these figures. I was having some trouble with my Spider-Man Minimates breaking, but every one of these figures feel that they will stay intact. They are flexible enough to take some punishment and rigid enough to keep their shape. If anyone from Diamond Select is listening, make them like this every time. Now I have a Chris Hemsworth Loki. If you're looking to pick this set up, you can find this box with the magnificent design at your comic and specialty shops. The box has the standard Minimates 4-pack dimension. The overall design brings back the heavy metal House of Hair vibe to it. Even this Ragnarok lettering gives the feeling of Masters of the Universe or 80s hard rock. The dimensions are the same as any other Minimate 4-pack, but some of the box design is a little different. The warnings now say that they're for ages 14 plus, so 8-year-olds, you're out of luck. It's a 4-pack with interchangeable parts. There's a really cool picture of the Hulk and Thor there, even though that this Hulk doesn't come in this pack. To get Hulk, you will either need to go to Toys R Us or Walgreens. That's not my preferred option because if they're not stocked, asking a Walgreens employee if a Minimate's in stock is like asking a Walgreens employee if a Minimate's in stock. The side has the illustrated pics of the figures in this set, and the back has this cool layout with some more illustrated pics of the figures inside. Right there is a little movie synopsis. Now, the box didn't look like this at my comic shop. If you go to my comic shop, you'll find this is what the box set looked like. That's an empty counter space. I don't know if the shop shipment was late or if they didn't want to commit to a Minimate 4-pack. Either way, I hope it isn't the latter because this 4-pack trend seems to be the way the new Minimates for the Marvel Cinematic Universe will be released. I don't mind the 4-packs if it means other characters will get moved into a wave slotted for the MCU, but missing on characters from Iron Fist and Black Panther just because they're packaged in a set of 4 would be a misfortune. Also, asking a Minimate collector to wait and see if a pack will come in is in the realm of asking someone to relax while their brain melts. Or something like that. I don't know how addiction works. But us Minimate collectors are a passionate bunch. I still have my security blanket with lukestoystore.com. They took my order, and that's how I got this set. He didn't pay me or anything, but I must say I am happy with how fast he was able to send this set to me. He also added this little accessory. I don't know what it is or what it does, but I'll play around with it and find a good use for it. Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, and other online retailers will have them too. Now I just have to run out to Toys R Us and Walgreens to track down the rest of the set. Thank you for watching. If you're on the fence about these Minimates, go ahead and jump over. These are gems among Minimates. The amount of work put into this set is something DST needs to be proud of, and something I hope to see in future sets. Like Infinity War. That's my take though. Please let me know your take on these movie figures, and if you would have rather seen the 2 packs in the comic and specialty shops. Please like the video, and if you can't remember your Gmail password, it's not that complicated to retrieve. Also, subscribe to my channel for more toy reviews, including Minimate reviews, and whatever else I have time for. That's all I've got. Have an amazing rest of your day, and remember, be good to yourself.